My dear friends and students, today I am going to explain you about Pythagoras' theorem. This theorem denotes that in a right angle triangle, three things are there. The side opposite to 90-degree angle is called hypotenuse and it is the longest side in a right angle triangle. The horizontal side is the base and the vertical, which is making 90-degree with the base, is perpendicular. Here one thing we have to keep in mind, that the square of the longest side is equals to the sum of the squares of other two sides. That means hypotenuse, which is represented as h, and base is represented as b. Perpendicular is represented as p. So h square is equals to always p square plus b square. One thing we should always keep in mind, that for height also we use h. But here we have not to confuse with h. Because for hypotenuse we use h as a symbol. So in the case of a right angle triangle, the side opposite to 90-degree is hypotenuse, and it depends on us, we consider it h or whatsoever, but it is hypotenuse, the longest side. Then for calculating hypotenuse, we can use h is equals to square root under p square plus b square. But if we are finding base or perpendicular, then we will write b equals to square root under h square minus b square. And if p we are finding, that is perpendicular we are finding, then p equals to square root under h square minus b square. Now one thing we should keep in mind, whenever we are using p equals to square root under h square minus b square, then here instead of multiplying h into h or b into b or p into p, we should use a square minus b square, that is equals to a plus b into a minus b. That means we should once find the sum and then find the difference, and both we should multiply, and then that's a square root we will find by making factorization. Here in the case of a square root, we should keep in mind that there should be two factors to get it a perfect square root. That means suppose we are getting 4, then 2 into 2, here two factors are there, and so a square root of 4 will be 2. In the same way 100 is coming, then 10 into 10, so a square root of 100 will be 10. In the same way 25 is there, then 5 into 5, so a square root of 25 will be 5. Now one thing we should keep in mind, that how can we identify, how can we tell that the three sides which are given to us will make a right angle triangle or not? In this case, the square of all three sides separately we will find out. And then we will see which is the longest side and what is its value. Is that value equal to the sum of other two values or not? Suppose two Suppose three sides I am taking, and those three sides are 3, 4 and 5. 3 square equals to 9, 4 square equals to 16, and 5 square equals to 25. And here we find that 25 is the largest value. So if 25 equals to 16 plus 9, then both are equal. So 3, 4 and 5, these three sides will form a right angle triangle. Then how will you find out which will be the 90 degree? Thus, angle opposite to the largest side. Here in this case 3, 4, 5. 5 is the longest side. So the angle which is opposite to 5 centimeter or 5 meter, that will be the 90 degree angle, and it will form a right angle triangle. So while solving the sums of Pythagoras' theorem, we should always mention the formula p equals to a square root under h square minus b square, or b equals to a square root under h square minus b square, or h equals to a square root under p square plus b square. Now in this way we can find the two values. If it is given, then third we can find out. Thank you. Please subscribe and share if you like.